Now, Nigeria's stock market maintained positive position at the end of yesterday's trading session to open the week on a positive note. The Nigeria Exchange All-Share Index inched up by 0.19% to close at 51,902.48 basis points, as against the 0.19% gain recorded at the end of the previous trading session. And of course, the total volume traded declined by 27.6% to close at 337.56 million, valued at 5.5 billion naira and traded in 7,684 deals. Transcorp was the most traded stock by volume with 37.76 million units traded, while Seplat was the most traded stock by value, which is put at 842.5 million naira. Sectoral performance was broadly positive as 11 Nigeria exchange sector indices closed northward, 4 closed southward, while 3 closed flat. The Nigeria Exchange Premium Index topped by 3.57% gain as against Nigeria Exchange Afri-HDY Index, which dipped by 3.13%. At the close of trading, market recorded 36 gainers to 18 losers and 55 unchanged. And also, Nigeria Brewery topped the list of gainers as Transcorp Hot topped the list of losers. Now, let's bring you a summary of what happened in the market yesterday, where the all-share index closed at 51,902.48 basis points at 7,684 deals traded, and the volume was put at 337.56 million, while the value stood at 5.5 billion naira. Also, we saw the market capitalization closing at 27.98 trillion naira. And of course, yes, that's a summary of what happened at the market yesterday. Now, let's take you to the top 5 gainers of the day, where we see Nigeria Brewery gaining 10% to close at 77 naira. Cadbury followed suit, gaining 9.96% to close at 14 naira 90 kobo. And we also see Royal Express gaining 9.9% to close at 1 naira 11 kobo. Champion gained 9.88% to close at 3 naira 67 kobo, while International Breweries also closed at 7 naira 40 kobo. That's a gain of 9.63%. And now to the decliners, where we see Transcorp Hot topping the losers with a 10% loss to close at 4 naira 5 kobo. Guinness followed suit with 9.59% loss to close at 99 naira for the 5 kobo. Multiverse also lost 9.09% to close at 20 kobo, while Wapik lost 6.67% to close at 42 kobo. And of course, at the bottom of that list, we have Suno Assurance, losing 6.06% to close at 31 kobo. Now, joining us via the phone to analyze this further is Ambrose Omodion, Chief Research Officer at Investdata Consulting Limited. Thank you so much for joining us, Ambrose. Ambrose, good to have you on Business Breakfast this morning, Ambrose. All right, we'll try to join Ambrose to help us better understand what were responsible for the market forces and interactions we saw at the market yesterday. Ambrose, are you with us now? All right, thank you for joining us. Now, we saw the Nigeria Exchange All-Share Index inching up by 0.19% to close at 51,902.48 basis points. That's against the 0.19% gain recorded at the end of the previous trading session. Help us better understand the activities that happened in the market yesterday, Ambrose.
Yeah, actually, if you look at the market performance, we are not surprised in the market maintaining the bullish dominance for over 18 trading days. Tell you that the market is really on fire. But for me, the movement in share price of MTN yesterday, Nigeria Brewery, that means the telecoms and the food and the business or consumer sector and all that push the market up yesterday. It tells you that investors are really taking advantage of companies' performance to position ahead of their Q2 number. And I just said yesterday that as we speak now, the body language of the central bank, the monetary policy, have not just signed or signaled that they might likely to increase rates in their next MPC meeting. they might have that in mind after the first half of the year. That means the second half, especially as we're looking forward to see the primaries of all the political parties in Nigeria. Then when we expect that more liquidity will come to the economy, that means that in the second half of the year they are likely to increase rate. But also because inflation rate has picked up, and that expect that the month of April inflation is likely to go above 16%. If that also happens, so going to put a kind of a further difference on the negative returns of those fixed income instruments, especially the long curve instruments in the fixed income market. That is why you are seeing funds enter the market. As we speak now, the money flow index in the market is trading 95.75 points. We tell you that these funds are in the market, equity market, for a purpose. That means most of investors in the market are using stocks, especially those companies that have the potential or ability to pass their cost to consumer and positioning ahead of their crew. Because if the company successfully moves cost of its production and into consumer in terms of increasing price, and they are patronizing them, at the end of the day, that company will still post a positive number. And if that is what investors are looking at, that's why they are positioning in those sectors that what we call inelastic demand, meaning that people exchange the price, there still the consumption of their products or their services. That's why you can see the movement of investors now. They are looking at those industries or those sectors where they can see that they are positioning ahead, and those companies also have high upper potential to rally because of the performance on the market. And also on a general ground, if you look at the market, what we call market price to earnings, because of improved earnings of quoted companies on our market, that price to earnings has also remained low. That is that most of the companies on that thing, despite they are moving into like a 2008 price position, because as we speak now, the price of most stocks are almost hitting the range where they are around 2008, and also the market index is also coming to that level. It tells you that there's demand for those stocks. And despite on that level, they are still looking at those stocks that are still on their value. These are the attraction in the market now. And for you as an investor, you don't jump into a stock that are valued to a level. That means what you do now, look at the companies, between its high to see where they are, and look at the earnings of that company. Will it support the companies to continue to move up? But for those companies that are still that they are selling below their between this high, it's a place that you should be looking at as an investor. And don't forget to use your stop loss. Take away emotion as an investor in the market, because the market is directing or galloping. There is that kind of temptation to jump into a stock that's already at the peak. But what you do, look at coming out. Is there anything that will support the price to go further? Not that as you enter, people are start selling, because market is about to correct at any time.
Now, the total volume traded declined by 27.6% to close at 337.56 million. And of course, the value stood at 5.5 billion naira, which is in over 7,000 deals. What does this imply, especially for the market?
So the volume of trading accounts shows that for me, it's not important to sell panic. It's a good volume because it's a stock is selling. It's a volume for the market is above 300. Then the volume is a welcome development. It's not a kind of any negative signal. People are waiting to see where their price of stock are going. That means they are watching the new level before they start taking profit. But where it will send a signal that is not too palatable is that when you see this volume increasing and price of stocks are coming down, it's a sign that people are selling out immediately. It's a kind of a panic selling. But as far as the volume does decline and price are still going up, we're still having positive sentiment because the buy volume as I said today is 95% volume, and the sell volume is just only 5% of the market volume. It tells you that we're seeing more buyers in the market than sellers, which is a good thing for the market. This one was saying should not sell any but actually from that volume, we know that 95% of the volume was a buy position, while just 5% of that volume was a sell position.
Let's also look at the ratio of losers to gainers, seeing about 36 gainers to 18 losers. And then we saw 55 unchanged, with the shares of Nigerian breweries topping the list of gainers. So what do you think is responsible for this interaction?
Yeah, if you notice for the past 1 week, we see that there's a kind of good sentiment for the consumer goods sector because of the result that emanated from Nigeria Brewery, Guinness, and International Brewery, Champion Brewery, and others. That those numbers are impressive. That even globally, if you look at what happened in the numbers released by Heineken in the US, see that post COVID-19 and they also trigger people consumption of alcohol or beer, whatever they call it. And also because there's no restriction again, no lockdown again, that's why we are seeing it. But I believe that once also this cost of production also starts taking up, we want to see how their future number will look like, how they're going to pass it to, because I believe that once they also increase the price of their product, let's see, will there be more demand for that product at the price? Because many Nigerians, purchasing power is also dwindling. If you increase your price for beer or alcohol, will they still personalize? No, they want to see, but for the number that is moving the price at this rate, is just their Q1 number was impressive, and that's the market is reacting to it. Yeah.
Okay. But we also see Transcorp Hotel continuing its downward trend yesterday with a 45 kobo loss to close at 4 naira 5 kobo. What's the strength of this stock?
For me, the hospitality industry is just coming up after the COVID-19. Yeah, the number released by hotel at Q1 was not a bad one. But what I would say that is happening to hotel now to speak, it's just profit-taking activities and market forces. It's not like because of their bad result. No, their result is okay. What is happening there is profit-taking and market forces. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the direction of the markets for today? What are your expectations or predictions for the markets today?
Actually, what I wrote today, in my site, I said that the market is likely to slow down in the uptrend as a result of profit-taking activities. And which I know that investors or traders in the market that have made the profit anything above 20%, we want to cash out now. And it's part of the market, it's part of the dynamics of the market anywhere in the world. Profit-taking is allowed. That's why, as a good investor, it is your trading strategy, your plan, your entry and exit strategy to guide you. And also, when you're doing this journey, you don't add emotion. Once you hit your target, you sell. You don't need to bring emotion. That's why a good trader or investor will always want to treat his or her plan. But in that plan that help him or her to achieve his investment objective. Profit-taking is part, and I think the market is likely to slow down today because of profit-taking. But I know the market is entering red or market is bad. No, because of market have rallied for almost 18 straight days. Profit-taking is about to come or a slowdown in the uptrend. These are two trends. Either profit-taking will be the market to slow it down, or market to grow positive, or also what at a reduced gain for today compared to 1.92 market today. It might be a lower or market might enter red, depending on what profit-taking will also come around today in the market.
Well, thank you so much, Ambrose Amodion, Chief Research Officer, Invest Data Consultant Limited, for your time on Business Breakfast.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good day ahead.